Ayon, and we're live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Welcome back to Gurong Pinoy. Now, we are live on a Sunday night. Tayo nagbabalik para sa ating professional education items. These are the 20 items that you've answered if you are a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams. Of course, you can find us on YouTube as Gurong Pinoy. If this is the first time that you're watching us or you might be part of Team Replay, no, you can find a lot of videos on YouTube that can help you pass the let in just our playlist for live stream alone. We already have 107 videos. Okay, so this video is already the 107th video for our live stream. Of course, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever we go live, whenever we have premiere videos, or whenever we post any other videos. Okay, you can also find us on Facebook. That's Gurong Pinoy. You can send us all your messages through our Facebook page. And of course, please do follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and also on Laika. Okay, but tonight, of course, we start as always with our opening prayer. So please join me as we have our opening prayer.
Lord God, salamat po sa oras na ito na binigay niyo muli sa amin. Sa pagkakataon, Panginoon, salamat po sa maraming mga pagpapala at proteksyon na dulot mo sa bawat isa sa amin. At Panginoon, kami po ay humihingi ng inyong paggabay muli sa amin pong gagawin sa oras pong ito. Sana po ay marami po kaming matutunan sa mga leksyon na aming aaralin po ngayon. Patuloy po nawa na tulungan mo po kami sa aming mga pangarap, Panginoon. Ibinibigay po namin ang lahat po sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil ikaw pong nagsabi na kung kasama ka namin sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tunay nga po na magtatagumpay po kami. Kaya Ama, sana po ay mapakinggan mo ang mga hiling po namin na ito. I-bless mo po ang family ni Ma'am Mek, ni Sir Ram, maging ang mga pamilya din po namin, Panginoon. Dalangin ho namin ang buong bansa namin, buong mundo na nakakaranas pa po sa pandemic. Sana po ay bumuti na ang kalagayan po namin, O Diyos. Naniniwala po kami sa inyo sa mga pangako mo sa bawat isa sa amin. Salamat po sa Panginoong Jesus na nagdulot po sa amin ng pag-asa sa buhay po na ito. Ama, ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right, and of course, we welcome back the members of Team Gardner. Kung ikaw ay membro ng Team Gardner, no, mag-say present na, i-like na yung ating video, start a watch party, tag your friends, share this video, and of course, heart this video, no, i-like yung ating video. I-share nyo po yung ating video so that mas marami pa tayong maging mga estudyante, mas marami pa tayong matulungang maipasa yung inyong licensure examination for teachers. Hello, Team Gardner, Team Veterano, Team Thunders, and of course, we also have Team Erickson, our new members would be part of Team Erickson, no? So kung hindi ka pa member at magpapa-member ka pa lamang, magiging part ka ng Team Erickson. Of course, if you are already a member of Team Erickson, please do like our video, share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends so that we can reach out to more people. And of course, if you are still not a member of any of our teams, the teams that I've just mentioned, you can still become a member of our teams. All the details can be found on your screen. If all these are too fast, just send us a message through our Facebook page. Okay? So, mag-send lamang po kayo ng message sa ating Facebook page. Hindi na yata 65 slots left, no? O, kukunti na lang yata yung natitirang slots natin. So, again, please do grab this chance. If you can, please become a member of Gurong Pinoy Teams. The advantage of this is that you are going to get your access, easy access to all the materials, the PowerPoint presentation that we are using whenever we go live. Okay? Even if those materials are not part of my discussion, the materials of the other coaches would also be posted on your Gurong Pinoy teams. Okay, so magpa-member na po kayo. And of course, you can pay through Palawan, Cebuana, ML, PayPal, Metro Bank, or even through Super Chat, Super Sticker whenever we go live on YouTube. Okay, so again, for all the details, just send us a message through our Facebook page. Now, if you are going to become a member prior to June 19th, you will have a chance, of course, to answer our mid-review exam 2. That's on June 19th, 6 to 9 p.m. PH time. Okay, so mid-review exam 2 po. So please do review your notes. Lahat ng mga na-cover natin, no, lalabas po yan sa ating mid-review exam part 2. Now, we also have your schedule here. but this schedule can also be found in the video that is pinned in our Facebook page. But then again, please don't forget that we are going to have our live stream on Friday. Okay, so Friday po meron tayong live stream. That will be on June 11th, and that's going to be for Gen Ed and Prophet. Then for the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we are going to have Filipino with Coach Abby. Okay, so please don't forget that on Friday, we are going to have our schedule for Gen Ed and Prophet. Then Saturday, Sunday, Filipino with Coach Abby. Again, all the details here can be found on the video that we've pinned on Gurung Pinoy's Facebook page. Okay, now we've just started our CSE course. Those of you who have already enrolled, I've already sent you your invitation for your CSE course. And of course, I've also included in the video that is pinned on our Facebook page the instructions on how you can access the e-course. Okay, so you can start working on the different courses there or different activities there by tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow po pwede nyo nang ma-access lahat ng activities natin doon. Again, please do make sure that you are answering 1 or 2 daily, okay? Because this is going to be self-paced, and you are also going to self-monitor your progress, the mastery of each of the parts of your course. But then again, please make sure that you are doing at least 1 or 2, okay? 1 or 2 activities every day. Okay, now first 50 students would have a chance to have access to our CSE course for just 1,000 pesos. You can learn 24/7. That's anytime, anywhere through videos. There's unlimited practice tests. Okay, so again, for all our CSE or career service examination, all our students for this, you can already access the activities by tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow po pwede nyo nang umpisahang sagutan yung mga activities na nandyan sa inyong e-course. Okay, now please to become our supporters. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga supporters. Our supporters are receiving their exclusive content, okay, exclusive videos, online meetings. So again, please become our supporter. There's a button there near our chat box, no? So hanapin niyo po yung Become a Supporter button. This icon right there. Please do become our supporter and help Gurung Pinoy. You can also help us or support us by sending us your stars whenever we go live on Facebook. So please do send us your stars. We have a stars goal tonight of 5,000 stars. Okay, so please help me reach 5,000 stars. Please do send us your stars through Facebook Live. Okay, pwede din po kayong, of course, mag-send ng inyong super chat, super sticker on YouTube. Maraming salamat po for those of you who are doing so, okay? But of course, tonight, we are going to have your professional education, 20 items that you've answered through quizzes. And of course, if you are ready, please like this video, start a watch party, tag your friends, tag na po kayo ng inyong friends. And pinaka-importante ay share na ng ating video. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat for tagging all your friends. Those of you who have already done so. Ma'am Chandra Marie Labor Pandak, maraming salamat po for tagging all your friends. Okay, please do like this video. Again, people, please do like this video and share this video. Mag-share na po kayo ng ating video. Maraming salamat po. And of course, thank you for giving us 1 million views on YouTube. Maraming salamat na kapag 1 million views na po tayo sa YouTube. Sir Albert Basted, Riliora, maraming salamat for tagging your friends. Okay, thank you po. Ma'am Lope Dumagin or Sir Lope Dumagin, thank you for tagging your friends. Ganon din kay Ma'am Jean Marjorie Aragon Porcadilla. Okay. All right, so again, please do like this video, start a watch party, tag your friends, and share this video. Share this video po. Thank you so much. Ma'am Rachel Joyce Taliga, thank you po for tagging your friends. All right, we start with Prof Ed. These are 20 items. Sir Loreto, maraming salamat po, President, for sending us your stars. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po again for those of you who have been sending us your stars. And of course, super chatters, super stickers, senders, maraming salamat po. Ma'am Michelle Alegre, good afternoon. She's watching from Riyadh, KSA. Okay, we start with question number 1. Please share our video and like our video. We start now. Okay, number 1. Why is it important to consider skill level when designing Instruction and learning activities. Letter A, it helps to set a standard that all students will meet. Letter B, it ensures that all students have an opportunity to make progress. Letter C, it helps to set a standard that all students can aim towards. Or letter D, it ensures that all students will have fun. What's your answer for question number 1? Number 1 po, what's your answer? Please do send me your answers to our Facebook chat, also through our YouTube chat. Send us your stars. Maraming salamat. Help us reach 5,000 stars. Sir Ramil Kwambo, thank you for the stars that you've sent. Maraming salamat po. Ganun din kay President Loreto. Thank you. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Okay, I see some answers now. B, C. Okay, B. Oy, ayun, si President, daming pera. Yaman ni President na nag-send pa ng super sticker on YouTube. Maraming salamat po. Hindi lang stars, may pa super sticker pa. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat, Press. Okay, now, letter B. Karamihan sagot dito, letter B. And of course, yung question natin, bakit kailangan i-consider nyo yung skill level pag nag-design kayo ng instruction and of course, yung learning activities nyo, no? Whenever we do we make your lesson plan, start ka muna, of course, with your topic, your objectives, and of course, you need to consider the skill level of your students. Ano ba yung aking estudyante? Ano na ba yung mga natapos naming skills, no? Ano na ba yung mga natapos naming lesson? And so why do we do this? Why do we even consider the skill level of your students prior to instruction and prior to learning activities, no? Your choices here, it helps to set a standard that all students will meet. We all know that not all of your students are going to meet the standards. So sometimes you need to reteach, sometimes iibahin mo, no? Ituturo mo ulit, babalikan mo yung isang objective because not all of them are going to meet your standard, okay? The correct answer here would be letter B. It ensures that all students have an opportunity to make progress. I'm going to explain that in just a few minutes, okay? Letter C dito, it helps to set a standard that all students can aim towards. That is not the goal of consideration or the consideration of your skill level. Hindi siya yung pinaka-goal kung bakit kino-consider natin your skill level ng ating students. Ensures that all students will have fun. That's not the case. That's not the correct answer. Of course, letter B, again, yung ating correct choice dito. We have to know, as a teacher, you have to understand the skill level of your students. Dapat kilala mo yung inyong estudyante, no? Kilala mo yung mga students mo because that is where you are going to meet them, no? Yung skill level nila, that is going to be your consideration, that is going to be your basis on how you are going to make your instruction, on how you are going to plan the different activities that you are going to give them. No? So say, balancing chemical equation, and I'm going to just give them a word equation, and I'd like them to balance this equation. Now, if hindi pa nila nagagawang magsulat ng chemical formula from the words that they can see, no? So word formula, i-convert nila sa chemical formula using the symbols, then I cannot ask them to balance chemical equations, no? So dapat alam ko kung ano yung skill level ng student. Hindi pa pala namin natapos to, no? Hindi pa namin tapos yung addition, and so I cannot introduce multiplication yet because we know that multiplication is very much related to addition. So you have to understand the skill level of your students. You have to know the skill level of your students because that is where you are going to meet them. Okay? Kaya importante din that if you are a SPED teacher, alam mo yung IEP ng inyong estudyante. Ay, yung estudyante ko pala, nasa grade 9, pero yung reading skill niya, for example, is just for grade 6. No? Grade 6 student lamang yung reading niya. And so what I'll do is that for this activity, we are going to have reading, but I will give him a chance to use the text-to-speech na app. Okay, so that means someone is going to read this for him. Okay, so you need to understand the skill level of your students so that you can be ensured that all of your students are going to have opportunities to make progress. Okay, so even if may special needs yung students mo, kailangan alam mo kung paano mo i-design yung instruction mo, kung paano mo ma-accommodate yung iyong estudyante, at paano mo ma-modify yung learning activities mo so that hindi naman siya llamado ba? Hindi naman siya dehado, no? Meron naman siyang chance na ma-hit yung objective kahit na meron siyang special needs. Okay? So letter B is the correct choice for number 1. We go to number 2. Which of the following best describes blended learning? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng blended learning? This is very important and very famous right now, no, with online instruction, virtual learning. We've always been hearing the terms blended learning. But what exactly is the meaning of blended learning? Is it letter A, it combines elements of face-to-face and online instruction? Letter B, it involves two teachers instructing a class together utilizing a team approach? Letter C, it combines students of different grade levels into one classroom? Letter D, it involves older students teaching younger students through a mentoring approach. What's your answer for question number 2? Please send me your answers. Question number 2. Again, please help me reach 5,000 stars. Mag-share po kayo ng inyong stars. If you do have stars on Facebook, please help me reach 5,000 stars. And of course, ganun din sa ating super chatters. Maraming salamat po sa mga nagsisend ng super chat at sa mga magsisend pa, no. Maraming salamat, Press, for sending us your super chat and of course for sending us your stars. Okay, what's your answer for number 2? What is blended learning? Blended learning. Okay, karamihan dito yung sagot nyo is letter A. Blended learning, letter A. Of course, that is the correct answer. Okay, so correct choice is letter A. So whenever you say blended learning, there's face-to-face and there's online instruction. Okay, I've done this school year, no? So what I had this school year was blended learning. There's face-to-face and online instruction as a teacher, no? So we call this, sa part ng teacher, we call this hybrid learning. Hybrid. Meron akong mga estudyante nasa loob ng classroom. Meron din akong estudyanteng nasa virtual lamang, no? So meron din akong estudyanteng nasa bahay lamang nila. So again, as a teacher, you call this hybrid teaching, no? So hybrid learning yung nangyayari. For the case of the students, we call this blended learning. There's face-to-face, there's online instruction. Sometimes it can happen two ways kasi pwedeng meron akong separate na face-to-face students at meron akong students na virtual lamang. O pwede din namang meron silang schedule to come to the school face-to-face and the rest of the time nasa online instruction sila, no? Pwede din yun. That's still considered blended learning. Okay? So letter A po ang tamang sagot dito na letter A. Letter B mo involves two teachers. This is team teaching. Okay, so this is team teaching approach. You have two teachers, sometimes more than two, and they instruct a class together. Okay, now letter C combines students. This is multi-grade teaching, no? Multi-grade ito, combination classes. And letter D mo, this would be peer tutoring. Okay, so meron kang older students that would teach your younger students. No? So you cannot actually consider this peer pala kasi older students. So you can just call this mentoring ito. Okay, but if they belong to the same grade level, pwede mo siyang tawaging peer tutoring. Pag merong mas matalino at tutulungan niya yung medyo mas mahina, no, then you'd call that your peer tutoring if they belong to the same level. Pag hindi naman, mentoring approach. Okay, so that's our term. But here, number 2, letter A po, yung ating tamang sagot. We go to number 3. In terms of the acronym SMART, what does it mean when a goal is measurable? Is it letter A, the goal includes a deadline for completion? Letter B, the goal can easily be achieved. Letter C, a team can collect data on the goal. Or letter D, the goal will challenge a student. What's the answer for number 3? Please do send us your stars and your super chat, super sticker. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am LV Alasan, thank you for sending us your stars. Thank you so much po. So much. Sir Loreto, President, maraming salamat po for sending stars again. Sir John Benel Quebec, may tanong dito. Ask ko lang po if nagkaroon ng damage yung NOAA. Need ko po ba magpapalit ng bago or okay na po yun? Salamat po sana po ma-notice, no? Makakasagot po ng inyong katanungan, of course, would be the PRC. Meron po silang mga email address, sir. Okay, so please do try to reach out to them. Hanapin niyo po sa kanilang website yung icon na contact us. Hanapin niyo po yung kanilang email address dyan. Okay, at mag-send po kayo ng message or di po kaya tumawag po kayo sa kanila if you have a chance to call them. Okay, again, thank you so much for all our star senders. And sa mga magsisend pa ng stars, maraming salamat po. Ayun, si Ma'am Joy Dairit. Na-miss namin si Ma'am Joy. Ma'am Joy, busy yata si Ma'am Joy. Magtuturo yata si Ma'am Joy this school year. No? Thank you po for your super sticker, Ma'am Joy. Maraming salamat po. Okay, some more answers, please. May letter B, D, may A, Okay, may C, may B. Ano yun? Parang may nakita akong... okay. Sir Rap Carmona, yung ating dating estudyante, of course, now a licensed professional teacher, now already teaching. No? Sir Rap Carmona, nag-leave siya ng message sa Facebook. Hi, Mamek. Tanaw ko anay kay hidlaw man ko sang review ta. Okay? He said, he's watching right now because he misses our review. No? Maraming salamat, Sir Rap. Kumusta? Kumusta ang pagiging teacher? Okay, so kayong lahat malapit na maging katulad ni Sir Ralph, no? Maging licensed professional teachers. Okay, now we go back to your question. In terms of the acronym SMART, what does it mean when a goal is measurable? Okay, remember your SMART, sabi ng SMART nyo, your objectives should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, or result-oriented, and time-bound. Okay, so time-bound siya dapat. The correct answer here would be, yung inyong measurable, that would be letter C. A team can collect data on the goal. So, dapat i-measurable siya. Of course, when you say that something is measurable, your objective is measurable, you can easily collect data from it. Okay? So, sometimes it's not a team. Sometimes it's just a teacher taking or collecting data. Okay? So, these data, of course, are coming from your assessments, no? Galing yan sa mga test mo, sa mga quizzes mo, homework mo, pinapagawa sa inyong estudyante, maaaring project din. Okay? So, again, that would be letter C. Whenever you say your objective is measurable, that means you can collect data from your goal, okay, or on your goal. Okay, now yung letter A mo dito, the goal includes a deadline for completion. That means it is time-bound. Okay, so that's time-bound. Meron siyang limit, no? Hindi unlimited yung time na binigay mo sa kanila. Letter B, the goal can easily be achieved. That's attainable. That's letter A, no, sa SMART mo. The goal will challenge a student. Of course, that's still attainable pa rin. Now, this right here, of course, is the meaning of the acronym SMART. I've already told you this. Specific. Now, remember, your objectives are different from your goals in terms of your objectives being specific. Yung goals mo kasi broader. Okay? So, yan yung pagkakaiba ng goals mo from your objectives. Your objectives are very specific. Very specific siya. Isang skill lamang yun, mini-measure ng inyong objective. Measurable, that's letter M. Of course, very important that whenever you write your learning objective, it would show that your objectives are measurable. Kaya we are not allowed to use the terms learn. We're not allowed to use the term understand. Okay, lumalabas po yan sa let. Which among the following verbs are not allowed to be used in writing your learning objectives? The answer would be your understand. Okay, so understand, learn, because how are you going to measure it? Okay, so dapat specific din yung inyong magiging verb. So name, identify, compare, solve, okay, complete, ganyan dapat yung mga verb na ginagamit mo sa inyong objective. Attainable, of course, we know the meaning of this. So they can easily reach, they can easily hit your goal, your objective. Of course, dapat alam mo yung skill level nga nila para ma-hit nila, ma-attain nila yung inyong learning objective. Relevant, of course, dapat merong gamit, no, yung tinuturo mo sa kanila, and it's time-based or it's time-bound. There's a limit. Okay, so those are the different meanings of the acronym SMART. And of course, our objective should be SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. okay, or time-bound. All right, we go to number 4. Cherie is teaching a lesson about different kinds of animals that live in Africa. If she's interested in differentiated instruction, then how should she get the students to express their learning? Is it letter A, by asking them to represent what they've learned in pictures? Letter B, by giving them a written test? Letter C, by allowing them to express their learning in different media? For example, orally, in writing, in pictures. Or letter D, by expressing themselves orally. What's your answer for number 4? Number 4 po, anong ating sagot? Good evening sa lahat. Ano nangyari, Sir Nap? Sinong binubuli ni Sir GJ? Binubuli daw siya ni Sir GJ. Sister Roseline, welcome back po. Ma'am Joy, Dairit, ay ayaw patalo ni Ma'am Joy kay President. Nag-send din si Ma'am Joy ng stars. Maraming salamat po for sending us your stars. Several times po si Ma'am Joy, ha. Thank you so much po for sending us your stars. And of course, inyong super chat, super stickers. Okay, what's your answer for number 4? Number 4 po. Number 4, ano po yung ating sagot? Letter C, letter C. Lahat ng nakikita ko ay letter C. Okay, tingnan ko muna at baka meron akong nakaligtaan. Letter C. Okay, so of course, all of you are answering letter C, and that is a correct choice. Okay, so tamang sagot natin ay letter C. Whenever you say differentiated instruction, this is a type of instruction, of course, that would address the different types of intelligences. Remember, sabi ni Lolo nyo Howard Gardner, there are several forms of intelligences, no? Multiple intelligences theory niya. Hindi lamang isang klase yung intelligence, hindi lamang verbal. Okay, so maraming salamat, Sir Nap, for sending us your super sticker. Thank you po. Now, of course, for you to address this, you should have differentiated instruction. That means, iba-iba dapat yung maging instruction mo, hindi lamang lecture type lahat, hindi lamang written lahat ng inyong exam, no? Dapat differentiated siya, may pagkakaiba. And so here, the correct answer, of course, would be letter C. It says, by allowing them to express learning in different media. Okay, so kinumbine niya dito lahat. And of course, that is the correct answer. Okay, so orally, hindi lamang orally, sabi ng letter D, hindi lamang in writing, sabi ng letter B, at hindi lamang in picture, sabi ng letter A. It has combined all A, B, and D, the different choices, and so letter C here is the correct answer. Okay, so tama po yung letter C natin. We go to number 5. The blank is a type of blank model where students participate in online activities prior to each class session. Is it letter A, flipped classroom, flexible classroom, enriched virtual? Letter C, flipped classroom, rotation. Letter D, flexible classroom, a la carte. Okay, what's the answer for number 5? Number 5 na po tayo. Ano po ang inyong sagot? Okay. Again, please help me reach my goal of 5 stars tonight, no? Please do send us your stars. Of course, maraming salamat sa mga nag-send na kanilang stars. And thank you for also sending us your super chat, super stickers. Thank you so much po. Letter B. B, karamihang sagot ay letter B. Tama kaya yung letter B? Bakit B ang inyong mga pinili? Genocide to, malamang. Okay? Again, please help me reach 5,000 stars. Thank you so much sa mga nagpadala na po ng stars at mga magpapadala pa ng stars. And of course, sa ating mga super chatters, thank you so much po. Okay, letter B. May nakikita akong letter C, si Sir Lucio Pajarito. Si Ma'am Ben Cristobal, letter C. Aba, may change to C pang nangyayari, Sir Alvi Medalyada. Okay, so may ibang letter C, may iilang letter C. Karamihan ay letter B. Sino kaya yung tama? Okay, correct answer here would be letter C. Tama po yung letter C, hindi po letter B, no? So, whenever you say flipped classroom. Flipped classroom, ito ay naging uso na rin ngayon, no? Hindi lamang po through pandemic na uso siya in the 21st century in modern day teaching. Flipped classroom na I will be explaining your flipped classroom by looking at your slide here. Yung traditional na classroom kasi dati, nauuna yung lecture and then activities. Okay? So, uuna yung lecture, then activities na ibibigay mo sa students. In your flipped classroom, I'd like you to understand yung flipped na term mo, flipped classroom, hindi lamang siya nag-start sa virtual learning. Hindi siya nag-start actually sa virtual learning. At first, hindi siya konektado sa virtual learning. Wala pang virtual learning dati. Traditional pa lamang yun. Nasa classroom pa lahat ng estudyante. Nauso na yung flipped classroom. Okay? So this is the opposite of your traditional teaching. Traditional kasi, you do your lecture first, then you give your activities to your students. Sa flipped learning, you do your classroom activities first, then your lecture sometimes would come prior to that, and usually is virtual siya or online, or sometimes video. Okay, so video lamang, pero kadalasan maliit na bahagi lamang yung lecture, no, yung paunam, yung parang warm up lamang yung lecture, and then diretso na sa classroom activities. Mas malaking bagay yung classroom activities. Now, this is also called rotation, kaya nga letter C yung ating sagot, because before your instruction, the students will prepare to participate in your class activities, and then during your class, inside the classroom, the students are going to apply whatever concepts they've learned, okay, to answer that activity, and after that, the students are going to check their understanding through virtual again. Okay, so flipped classroom siya, and that's what we call rotation. Kaya siya tinawag na rotation kasi online, in classroom, online. Okay, so rotation siya. Kaya yung ating tamang sagot dito would be letter C, hindi po letter B, no? Hindi flexible classroom. Wala pa po tayong term na flexible classroom. What we call it is flipped classroom. Flipped classroom, and it is a rotation model. So rotation model siya, letter C. Ang tamang sagot, congratulations sa iilang nakasurvive. Karamihan ay genocide, no? Natigok yung karamihan. So bawi tayo sa mga natigok. Okay, we go to number 6. Which of these describes a level 4 science task from Webb's depth of knowledge levels? Is it letter A, memorize the steps of cellular mitosis? Letter B, design, conduct, and apply results from a controlled experiment? Letter C, recall the fifth element? Or letter D, interpret data from an experiment? What's your answer for number 6? Number 6 po, ano ang inyong sagot? Ligwak, sabi ni Ma'am Shelby May. Tigok na, sabi ni Sir Ray Balaba Olaivar. Maraming naligwak, no? Buti na lang nakasurvive si Sir Alvi. Genocide ang nangyari. Okay. Mag-comment po ng inyong answer sa comment box. Sabi ni Gurong Pinoy dyan, hi mga kaguro, please comment your answer sa comment box po. Ito po ay way natin para ma-practice po natin mag-answer na may time limit. Maraming salamat Ma'am Erich Apostol for sending your super stickers. Thank you so much po. For all our super stickers, super chatters, and of course for all our star senders and future star senders, thank you so much. What's the answer? What's your answer? Letter D, letter B? Hindi na naman nagkakatugma ang inyong mga sagot, no? May letter D, may letter B. Ayon, genocide nga, Sir Dorlan. Okay, so naging genocide yung number 5. Okay. Letter B, karamihang sagot. Okay, the correct choice here, going back to our question, which of these describes a level 4 science task from Webb's depth of knowledge levels? I'm going to discuss Webb's depth of knowledge levels later. Maraming salamat, Sir Jomar, for sending us your stars through Facebook. Thank you po. The correct answer here is letter B, design, conduct, and apply results from a controlled experiment. That's the correct choice. Okay, so tama dito yung letter B. Now, we are not too familiar with Webb's depth of knowledge. No, hindi ito ginagamit sa Pilipinas, but we are using it here in the US. So here, we use Webb's depth of knowledge. Meron kaming parang wheel where they have the different levels of Webb's depth of knowledge. Now, baka lumabas ito sa inyong LET at baka magulat na naman kayo, just like your TIM before, no, yung Technology Integration Matrix nyo, na ginulat kayo before. So make sure that you know this, you know Webb's depth of knowledge, different levels. So here, the correct answer would be letter B, not only to memorize the steps, not only to recall is just knowledge level, not only to interpret data, but you are designing, conducting, and applying the results of your experiment. Okay, so Webb's depth of knowledge actually has 4 levels. So may 4 levels tayo sa depth of knowledge according to Webb. Level 1 is recall and reproduction. Para siyang knowledge level plus a little bit of your comprehension. Level 2 would be skills and concepts. Okay, so mas mataas na yung level 2 mo. Level 3 would be strategic thinking. You are already applying what you have learned. And of course, level 4, that's extended thinking. That's way beyond your strategic thinking. Let's go to your next slide. Okay, so your depth of knowledge level 1, that's just recall and reproduction. Who, what, where, and when. Okay, level 2, big application of skills and concepts. How did it happen? Ito yung mga how and why questions mo, no? So mga what if questions. Why did it happen? How does it work? Why does it work that way? So if you are going to compare your DOK1, depth of knowledge 1 and depth of knowledge 2, depth of knowledge 1 po would just be convergent questions. So may iisang sagot lamang, no? Yung inyong depth of knowledge 1 na level. Yung depth of knowledge 2 mo, meron kang, these are your divergent questions. Pwedeng iba-iba yung maging sagot ng inyong estudyante. Okay? So, how and why, yan na yung mga klase ng inyong tanong. Depth of knowledge 3, this is strategic thinking. How can you use it? Hinahanapin mo na ng application, no? How can you apply this? Why can you use it? What's the cause? What's the effect? What's the reason? What's the result? Okay? So, cause and effect. And application, that's your strategic thinking under depth of knowledge 3. And depth of knowledge 4, this is extended thinking. What then? Okay, what now? Okay, after this, what? Okay, so that's extended thinking. What's the impact? What's the influence? What's the relationship? What if? What would happen? Okay, so mas malayo na, no? Mas malawak na, mas mataas na yung mga questions natin sa extended thinking. So again, depth of knowledge 1 is just your who, what, where, when. These are your convergent questions. Depth of knowledge 2 are your divergent questions, how and why. Depth of knowledge 3, that's application, how can you use it, plus your cause and effect. And of course, depth of knowledge 4, your impact, what then, what's the influence, what's the relevance, okay? So mas malawak na, what do you think, feel, and believe. So yung answer natin there would be letter B. Letter B po ang ating tamang sagot, okay? So make sure that you know this. Again, make sure that you know this prior to taking the LET, okay? Now we go to number 7. What should you do if students are struggling to master a skill they will be assessed on? Is it letter A, stop teaching and move on to a different topic? Letter B, keep going and hope it clicks. Letter C, spend more time on that skill to ensure students master it. Letter D, change the assessment and remove that skill. What's the answer? Okay, what do you think is the correct choice for number 7? Number 7 po, ano ang yung correct choice? Si Sir Al-Rashid, but umiyak na. Naligwak yata sa number 6 si Sir Al-Rashid. Mabuti, hindi na brown out. No, brown out ang brown out dyan sa Pinas. Okay, what's the correct choice for number 7? What do you think is the correct answer for question number 7, Prof. Ed? Okay, I'm looking at your answers. Letter C, karamihang sagot. Letter C. Okay, letter C. Halos lahat, letter C. Ayon, Sir Sean Anthony Larazi, habol po. C kasi mabait, sabi ni Sir Nap. Mabait ba yung letter C? Sabi kasi ng letter C mo, spend more time on that skill to ensure students master it. Okay? That is the correct choice. Tama yung letter C mo, no? So, kung nahihirapan yung estudyante mo sa isang skill, hindi ka po pwedeng mag-stop and move on to a different topic, no? So, you cannot just keep going, ganun pa rin, and mag-hope ka na lang na ma-learn nila. No? The correct answer would be letter C, spend more time on that skill to ensure that students would master it. You cannot change the assessment and remove that skill, especially pag pati siya ng competencies, no? Yung competencies nyo sa DepEd, hindi mo po pwedeng bawasan kasi yung competencies ng DepEd. Po pwede kang magdagdag, hindi po pwedeng magbawas, okay? Because those are the minimum learning competencies. Okay, so correct answer here would be letter C. Spend more time, balik-balikan, po pwedeng i-reteach, po pwedeng i-change mo yung strategy so that they can learn the skill. Okay, so number 7, letter C is the correct answer. Number 8, what levels of development do teachers need to consider when designing instructions? Social, physical, motor. Letter B, physical, social, academic. Letter C, social, emotional, academic. Letter D, physical, social, emotional. What's your answer for number 8? Show me your answer. Send me your answer and send me your stars. Net, makisama ka naman, sabi ni Sir Aladdin dito. Okay, mahina talaga yung net, no? Again, please do help me reach my goals of 5,000 stars. And super chatters, super stickers, mag-send na po kayo ng inyong super chat, super stickers. What's the answer, number 8? What's your answer for number 8? Okay, ano po kaya yung tamang sagot for number 8? Ayun, Ma'am Buena Fiporol, maraming salamat for sending us your super chat. Thank you so much, Ma'am Buena Fe. Samutsari ang inyong sagot. May B, may A, may C at D. Okay, so halo-halo ang sagot. Ano kaya yung tama sa inyong sagot? Sa alin kaya yung tama? Okay, may B, may C, may A, at may D. What levels of development do teachers need to consider when designing instruction? Actually, napakadali nitong ating tanong, no? Kaya lang, gumamit siya ng ibang terms. Remember, whenever you make your instructions, so whenever you are thinking about the different objectives, the different domains that we have, ilang domains ba yung meron tayo? At ano ba yung mga domains na to? Remember, meron tayong 3 domains. At ano ba yung mga domains of learning na to? Please put that in your chat box. Again, what are the 3 domains of learning? Ano ba yung 3 domains of learning natin? Please put that in your chat box. Okay, yung domains of learning mo. Okay, so 3. Tama yan, Ma'am Shelby. At ano nga yung 3 domains of learning na to? Nakakalito dahil gumamit siya ng iba-ibang terms. Ayun, unang-una si Ma'am Tina Cabo, no, sabi niya cognitive, affective, psychomotor. Okay, so cognitive, may affective, may psychomotor ka. Alam niyo yan. So dito, pinalitan lamang niya actually yung terms. Pero ganyan din siya, no? Cognitive, affective, psychomotor. Ito yung 3 domains of learning natin. As a teacher, whenever you make your objectives, dapat meron kang 1 objective, at least 1, for each of your domain. Hindi po pwedeng cognitive lamang lahat because we don't want someone who's very smart but who cannot interact with people, no? Walang puso at walang, kunwari, smart lamang siya. It's all in the brain. Hindi din siya marunong gumamit ng kamay niya. Hindi marunong gumamit ng kamay at hindi din siya marunong mag-interact with the fellow man, no? So hindi po pwedeng ganon. Hindi din naman po pwedeng puro ka na lang effective, walang utak at walang skill, no? So dapat well-rounded yung ating student, well-rounded yung ating graduates. And so when you are writing your objectives, dapat may cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Your affective usually pag nasa math, no, yung affective nyo usually is appreciate, no? It's appreciate the skill of ganito, ganyan, no? Kasi mahirap nga gumawa nung affective na objective. Mahirap siya. Yung skill, madali lang yung solve, yung ganyan, write, for example, compare, skill na yan And of course, your concepts naman would fall under cognitive. So dito, gumamit lamang siya ng ibang terms, but actually, it's also hitting those 3 objectives. So again, put those 3 objectives in your mind. That's cognitive, your psychomotor, and of course, your affective domain. Sabi ng letter A mo, social, this is affective, physical and motor. So mali ito dahil yung physical and motor mo would both fall under your psychomotor. Okay? So wala siyang cognitive. Yung letter B mo, physical, that's psychomotor, social, that's affective, and academic, that's cognitive. So that means letter B is the correct choice. Okay? Kaya letter B po ang ating tamang sagot. Social, emotional, the same. This is affective and cognitive. There's no psychomotor in letter C. Letter D mo naman, physical, that's psychomotor, social and emotional, that's your affective, no? So parehas lang. And so wala siyang cognitive, and so that cannot be your correct choice. And the correct answer here again would be letter B. So pinalitan lamang yung terms, but essentially 3 domains of learning ito, no? So cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Pinaka-importante po, no, na gumagawa kayo ng lesson plan, put those 3 domains of learning in mind. Hindi lamang cognitive, no? Ayaw natin ng masyadong matalino, pero maangas, no, yung masyadong mataas yung lipad, no? Yung mayabang, ayoko ng mga ganyang tao, no? Matalino ka nga, pero napakayabang mo naman. Dapat you should still be humble, okay? You should have your humility, no? Meron kaming mga nakatrabaho, mga dating lecturer dito. Ngayon, kilala niyo na rin sila. Kilala niyo sila, no? Hindi sa Guru Pinoy, hindi sa online. Mga dating lecturers namin na face-to-face pa, kilala niyo rin sila. Maaaring napapanood nyo, no? Napakatalino, pero napakamayabang. Kaya ayaw na namin makatrabaho yung mga ganitong klaseng tao. Okay? So, hindi po pwedeng cognitive lang lahat. Hindi ka marunong makipag-interact, hindi ka man lang marunong magpo, hindi ka man lang marunong mag-sir, mag-ma'am, no? Masyadong mataas ang tingin mo sa sarili mo. No? Pag may mga ibang bagay na kailangan namang i-solve peacefully, hindi ka makapag-tolerate, no? Ipopost mo yung kung anong-anong bagay, no? So, hindi po pwedeng ganyan. So we want someone who's holistic, may cognitive, may psychomotor, and may affective. No? Pinaka-importante, yung tatlong rekadong yon ihalo mo sa inyong lesson plan, and you will be ensured that your students are going to be holistic students, hindi lamang may brain, may puso, then of course meron ding skills. Okay? So letter B po sa ating number 8. We go to number 9. What is a way to encourage students to be more independent when communicating with each other? Okay, so what is one way that you can encourage your students to be more independent when they are talking with each other? Is it letter A? Tell them to ignore problems and try to move on without working through them. Letter B, help them practice good communication and problem-solving skills. Letter C, read them books about other students being independent. Or letter D, intervene in every problem students have. What's the answer for number 9? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 9? Number 9 na po tayo. What's your answer for number 9? Thank you for all of you have been sending us your stars. Please do help us reach 5,000 stars. Ayun, Sir Albert Basted Rillora. Maraming salamat po. Oh, yeah. May tanong si Ma'am Joeline Delina Vlog. Oy, vlogger din si Ma'am. Sabi na dito, vlogger ka ba, Sir Nap? Tumpak, nakachamba kayo sa number 8, no? Nakuha sa chamba, sabi ni Sir Nap. Okay? Meron din namang ligwakerist. Na ligwak si Ma'am Tina Cabo. Ligwakerist. Okay, what do you think is the answer for number 9? Number 9 na po tayo, mga kaibigan, mga kaguro, kapuso, kapamilya, kapatid. Number 9 na po tayo. What's your answer for number 9? Karamihang sagot na nakikita ko ay letter B. Letter B. Ma'am Maylin Mongkal, maraming salamat po for tagging your friends. Thank you. Letter B, karamihang sagot. Ayon, letter B. Letter B pa rin, no? Karamihang sagot dito ay letter B. Okay, ano ba yung letter B? Okay, what is a way to encourage students to be more independent when communicating with each other? Is it letter A? Tell them to ignore problems and try to move on. We cannot tell the students to ignore problems, no? You cannot tell them to ignore problems and try to move on without working through them kasi itatago mo lamang siya, isi-shelf mo lamang siya, babalik pa rin yung problema. Okay, is it letter B? Help them practice good communication and problem-solving skills. Letter C, read them books about other students being independent. So ipapabasa mo lamang, no, yung isang libro. Or letter D, intervene in every problem students have. Okay, so ito yung ginagawa ng mga Pinoy parents. So Asian parents would always intervene. Correct answer would be letter B. Tama yung letter B. Help them practice good communication. Dapat marunong siya mag-verbalize ng kanyang emotions. And of course, marunong siya mag-solve ng kanyang problema. Okay, so hindi po pwedeng takbo ng takbo sa inyo, no? Kapag may nag-away, tayo ito, no? Nung mga maliliit pa tayo, kapag may nang-away sa'yo, ay pupunta ka, babalik ka ng bahay mo at magsusumbong ka sa nanay, tatay mo, no? And Asian parents would always intervene. Asian parents, no? Filipino parents would always intervene. So, hindi din po pwedeng letter D, intervene in every problem students have. If you go to the park here, pag pumupunta kami sa park, no, you can see them, ang liliit ng mga anak, minsan 2 years old, 3 years old, hinahayaan lang nila sa playground. Okay, so they want the kids to be independent at such a young age, no? Very young, they're already very independent. Minsan nahuhulog yung bata, hinahayaan lang, no? Pag natumba yung bata, kaya nga daw dapat yung gawin nyo, pag natumba yung bata, hindi mo siya pupulutin. Kasi tayong mga Pilipino, pag natumba, kawawa naman yung bata, natumba, patayuin mo, no? So, the students or the kids would always depend on the parents. The kids would always depend on the older people around them. So, dapat pag natumba yung bata, one way for you to teach them how to become independent ay hayaan mo silang tumayo, no? Para na rin siyang symbolic. Tumayo sa sariling paa. So, pag natumba siya, wag mo siyang patatayuin. Just tell them, it's okay, go on, stand up. Okay, you're fine, stand up. Okay, so dapat encourage mo lang siya, pero do not help him to stand, no? He can do it. He can stand on his own two feet. Okay, so that's letter B. Help them practice good communication and problem-solving skills. That's the correct answer. Number 10, physical activities integrated into the academic curriculum can build which of the following skills? Is it letter A, spatial ability, letter B, motor skills, letter C, coordination, or letter D, all answers are correct? Okay, what's the correct choice for this question? Number 10, halfway na po tayo. No kaya yung tamang sagot? Shout out daw sa mga Bisaya. Sabi ni Ma'am Joy Push. Hello sa lahat ng mga Bisaya. Okay. Good evening. At sa mga kagurong Pinoy, no, good evening daw po. That's coming from Sir John Irvin Hernandez Saremo from Nabua, Camarines Sur. What's your answer for number 10? We're already halfway through our 20 items tonight. Okay, again, please don't forget, we are going to have our live stream on Friday. Meron po tayong live stream sa Friday. Okay, so wag niyo pong kalimutan. And of course, if this is the first time that you're watching us, please do comment that in our chat box. Mag-hi po kayo sa ating mga team Facebook, no? Members ng team Facebook and also team YouTube. If this is the first time that you're watching us, please say hi para ma-welcome po kayo nila. If you can become a member of our Gurong Pinoy team so that you can have your copy of this PowerPoint presentation, not only this, but the rest of our PowerPoint presentation, magpa-member po kayo. Mag-send po kayo ng message dyan sa ating Gurong Pinoy's Facebook page. And of course, we have so many videos sa atin pong YouTube channel. Okay, sa live stream pa lang po natin, meron tayong 107 videos. Okay, so balikan nyo po yan. You can learn a lot by watching our videos. Meron din po tayong playlist for Gen Ed. There's a playlist for Prof Ed. There's a playlist for Science. Okay, so balikan nyo po yung lahat. Meron po tayong mga live for math. There's English with Coach Arian. Meron po tayong Social Science with Coach Tina. Meron din po tayong General Science with Doc H. And of course, next Saturday and Sunday, we are going to have Filipino with Coach Abby. The last Saturday and Sunday of this month, you are going to have Ma'am Arian again for English. Okay, hello sa mga first-timers natin. Hello po, welcome to Gurong Pinoy. Welcome po, Kaguro. Okay, number 10. Physical activities integrated into the academic curriculum can build which of the following skills? Of course, correct answer here would be letter D. Lahat ito ay tama. Lahat ay tama. Okay? So, if your answer is letter D, congratulations! You got it right. Yon, first timer. Hello, Ma'am Carlen Nunez, Alisa. Welcome po. Ma'am Irishi Maruel Ladrica, welcome po. Ladrica Fermento, welcome po sa mga first-timers natin. 11, which of the following is an example of classical conditioning? Is it letter A, students stop, look, and listen when the teacher claps her hands? Letter B, students are motivated to learn because the lesson is engaging. Letter C, students receive a sticker if they successfully complete an assignment. Letter D, students return their homework so they can participate in a preferred activity. Which one shows you classical conditioning? Hello sa ating mga first-timers, Ma'am Noemi Valenzuela Derit. Hello po. Good evening. Ayon, hello sa ating mga first-timers. Paki-welcome po sa ating mga first-timers. Kaway-kaway, mga Team Thunders, labas. Yung mga sumobra na ng 1 year dito sa Gurong Pinoy, no? More than a year, nandito na sila. Ma'am Ipumea Mercy, maraming salamat po for your stars. Thank you so much for sending us your stars. Hello, Ma'am Sonia L. Blanco. Hello po. Welcome sa Team Facebook. Sino pa ba first-timer natin dito? Ilonggo. Okay, hello po. Welcome to Gurong Pinoy. Balik po kayo. There is a video sa ating Facebook page, no? Nakapin po na video. Diyan po yung ating schedule. So, hanapin niyo po yan. And balik po kayo sa Friday. Meron po ulit tayong live stream. Ma'am Rochelle Perocho, good evening po. Welcome sa Team YouTube. Team YouTube, paki-welcome si Ma'am Rochelle. Ayon, may na-late si Sir Mark Toledo. May punishment, sir. Okay. Ayon, may Thunders. May mga Thunders. Lumabas yung mga Team Thunders. Ayan, no, sabi ni Ma'am Angel Flores, happy anniversary sa atin, Gurong Pinoy. Tagal na natin. Okay, so mga naka 1 year na, no, lagpas na 1 year. All right, we go back to your question. Which of the following is an example of classical conditioning? Saan dito yung classical conditioning? If you can remember your classical conditioning theory, this was by your lolo, Ivan Pavlov. Okay, so yung ginawa ni Ivan Pavlov, he had a dog. And at first, he had this unconditioned stimulus. Stimulus response din siya actually eh. Meron siyang unconditioned stimulus. That means it is a natural stimulus for your dog. And that unconditioned stimulus would be the meat. So whenever he'd give the meat to the dog would start to salivate. Okay? Naglalawa yung dog. Every time that he'd give the meat, no? Because of course, that's a natural response. Pag may nakita kang pagkain na gusto mong kainin, especially yung mga mangga, no? Mangga, yung mga kamyas, no, yung mga maaasim na mga pagkain, naglalaway ka kaagad, no? So that is an unconditioned stimulus. Yun yung ginamit ni Pavlov unang-una. Tapos yung ginawa niya, gumamit siya ng conditioned stimulus. Yung conditioned stimulus naman, hindi siya natural na stimulus for your dog. So what he used was the bell. Nung niriring lang niya yung bell, no, without pairing it with his unconditioned stimulus, walang effect sa dog. Okay? So walang effect sa dog. Whenever he'd ring the bell, no effect. Okay? Kasi hindi naman nakakain ng dog yung bell. So what he did was he paired his conditioned stimulus, the bell, with his unconditioned stimulus, the meat. Okay, so whenever he'd give the meat, he would also ring the bell. Okay, so the next time that he'd give the dog some meat, he would ring the bell. So eventually, the dog was able to connect. The dog was able to associate the ringing of the bell with the introduction of the meat. And so later on, whenever Pavlov would just be ringing the bell, naglalaway na kaagad yung dog mo. Okay, so that's classical conditioning theory. That's Ivan Pavlov's work. Okay? Now, in the LET, yung application nito, no, yung mga makikita yung item sa LET would be your phobia, trauma. So whenever you see items such as a young child, you had some bad experience in the dentist's office. As an adult now, you are very scared whenever you go to the dentist. What theory is shown in this example. Your answer would be classical conditioning theory. Okay, so whenever you have phobia, trauma in the left, that's classical conditioning theory. Aside from that, meron ka ding mga terms like excitation, extinction, no? Opposite itong excitation and extinction. Excitation is the first time that you have this response. Okay, so first time kang naglaway, that's excitation. Yung extinction naman, nawala na yung paglalaway mo, no? So, yung first time ka kunwaring nagka-phobia sa dagat, for example, first time mong na-acquire yung phobia na yan, that's excitation. Now, pag nawala na yung phobia mo, that's extinction. Okay, that's extinction. So magka-opposite sila, no? Antonyms itong excitation and extinction. The two other terms that he has would be discrimination and generalization. Discrimination, generalization, no? Pag generalization, you cannot compare and you cannot differentiate the different stimulus that you have. Common question sa LET would be, as a young child, okay, for example, or when you were young, you were bitten by a dog. Now, as an adult, you are scared of all types of dogs, okay? Pag sinabing all types of dogs, scared ka, you cannot discriminate the different types of dogs that you have. Scared ka kahit si Snoopy, no, or sa Blue's Clues yan, or kahit na gaano ka-cute pa yung dog, that would be generalization. But now, if you are able to discriminate, if you are able to differentiate the different dogs that you have, meron ding common question sa LET, you are scared of dogs, but you are not scared of them if they are on a leash, or if they are inside the cage. That would be discrimination. Okay, so magkaiba din, opposite din yung discrimination mo and generalization. All these would fall under classical conditioning. So yung question natin dito, which among this is an example of classical conditioning? Meron kang ginamit na conditioned stimulus. Okay? And of course, the students would respond. The correct answer, of course, would be letter A. Letter A po yung tamang sagot dito. Students stop, look, and listen when the teacher claps her hands. No? So maaaring ginawa ito ng teacher na parte ng kanyang routine. She introduced this at the beginning of the school year. No? So sasabihin niya, whenever I clap my hand, you have to stop whatever it is that you're doing. You have to look at me and to listen to me. Okay? Sometimes ginagawa natin ito sa loob ng ating classroom. Okay? So that's a conditioned stimulus. And so the students were able to respond dahil paulit-ulit ginagawa every day ng teacher, no? Marahil several times pa in a day. Okay? So letter A po ang tamang sagot. Motivated to learn. This is just part of Gagne's ito. Gagne's 9 events of learning, no? 9 events of instruction. Dapat motivated muna yung students. Dapat you start with your motivation. You have to get the students' attention first. Okay? That's letter B, Gagne ito. Yung letter C and D mo, this is your operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner. Okay? So, whenever they give you something, you give them something back in return. No? This is reward. Reward itong pinapakita ng ating C and D. Correct answer is letter A, ligwak ba? Genocide. Letter A po, yung ating tamang sagot. Again, if you are a member of Gurong Pinoy, no, you will have a copy of this PowerPoint presentation posted on Gurong Pinoy Teams right after this live stream. So again, if you are still not a member and you are very interested, please do send us a message to our Facebook page. We continue with item number 12. Which of the following best defines behaviorism? Is it letter A, the effect prior learning experiences have on learning? Letter B, the effect environmental factors have on learning? Letter C, the effect teacher efficacy has on learning? Or letter D, the effect genetic factors have on learning? Which one shows us behaviorism? What's the correct answer? Okay, ano po yung inyong answer for number 12? Tumpak. Wow, tuwang-tuwa. Nakatumpak sila sa number 11. Tumpak sa number 11. Okay, tumpak. Again, welcome po sa ating mga first-timers. Sir Ray Olivar, thank you for the stars. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much. Ayon. Maraming salamat. Ayan o, naglalaway pag nakakakita ng mangga. Sabi ni Ma'am Tin. Shout out sa lahat ng left takers ng West Visayas State University, Iloilo Science and Technology University, Central Philippine University, University of San Agustin, Iloilo State College of Fisheries and Northern Iloilo Polytechnic State College. Hello po sa mga Ilonggo. Welcome po. And of course, happy learning with us. Go back to our YouTube channel later There's so many videos there that can help you prepare for your LET. Okay, what's the answer for number 12? Number 12 na po tayo. May A, may B. Okay, A and B. Nakikita kong karamihang sagot dito ay letter A and B. From Zamboanga City, hello po, good evening. Ma'am Grace Magsayo. Okay, letter B, letter A. Ayan o, naglalaro lamang sa letter A at letter B. Sir Nino Vincent, nakikita kita. Tahimik ni Sir Nino. Nagko-concentrate. Ma'am Irene Balayong, meron po tayong technology integration matrix na discussion na ibigay na po yun natin yan sa ating mga supporters. Na maraming salamat sa ating mga supporters. Isa sa mga exclusive content ng ating supporters. So if you can become one of our supporters, i-hit niyo po yung Become a Supporter button. Nandyan po malapit sa inyong chat box. Watching from Canada. Wow! Si Sir yata to. Sir Rabago Mopri. Si Sir Primo Rabago. Pa-shout out po. Hello po! Good morning! Umaga din yata sa Canada. From Malaysia, Ma'am Nuraima Sailila Noor, maraming salamat po for tuning in. Assalamualaikum to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. Watching from Cebu, hello po, maayong gabi, Ma'am Jocelyn Nieves Pilyaso. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 12? Which of the following best defines behaviorism? Correct answer here, behaviorism, of course. This is the idea that the student actually has no choice. And the student's learning, the student's progress is all dependent on his environment. So the correct answer, of course, would be letter B. Letter B po ang tamang sagot. That would be the effect environmental factors have on learning. Letter B, sa mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot, kaway-kaway. Okay, letter B po ang ating tamang sagot for number 12. That would be behaviorism, the effect of your environment. Number 13, which of the following is an example of operant conditioning? Natapos tayo kanina sa classical conditioning. Ngayon po, meron tayong operant conditioning naman. Is it letter A, the teacher actively ignores misbehavior? Letter B, a student improves through repetition. Letter C, a teacher flips the light to get attention. Or letter D, a student is given praise for a job well done. What's the answer? Sir Rico Garcia, magandang gabi po. Sabi niya, no, guro sa inaharap po ako, nasa ikalawang taon ng kolehiyo. Maraming salamat po for tuning in. No? Ngayon pa lamang nagpe-prepare na si Sir Rico for his LET. Ayun, si Sir Christian Carno Suerte, dati nating estudyante, ayan sabi, hi, Ma'am Mek, proud SLRTian here. Hello po, congratulations again, and of course, kumusta sa Iloilo? From Tablon, Cagayan de Oro City, Ma'am LV Alasan. Good evening po again. Okay, watching from Sinonok, Sinakaban, Misamis Occidental, Ma'am Gliza. Good evening po, ma'am. Okay, what's your answer for number 13? 13. Okay, very common question. Tama po yan, Ma'am Joy Push. Okay, this is a very common question. Dapat alam nyo na yung sagot dito. Sabi ni, sino to? Si Ma'am Luminda. Lagtinay Sinahon Luminda, sabi ni Ma'am sa akin. Pa-shout out from Bukidnon po, ate. Hello po, good evening. Shout out daw po sa lahat ng mga taga Bukidnon. Lockdown pa rin ang Iloilo. Tama, Sir Mark Toledo. Mag-ingat po kayo. Maraming lugar ngayon na naka-lockdown. Sana po wag munang gala ng gala pag hindi necessary, no? Pag hindi essential. Tandaan, lugaw is essential, pero wag po munang gumala pag hindi essential, hindi necessary, no? Para po maiwasan natin contamination, maiwasan natin magkahawaan. Merong mga asymptomatic, no? Wala kang simptoma, wala kang lagnat, pero maaaring meron ka palang COVID-19. And of course, if you have a chance magpabakuna, wag po kayo maniwala sa kumakalat na balita, no? Nakakasakit yung bakuna, whatever, may ibang side effect yung bakuna, whatever, tapos na po kami magpabakuna, wala po nangyari sa amin, hindi po ako naging zombie, hindi po ako nagkaroon ng microchip, no? Meron pang kumakalat na video na may microchip daw. Hindi ko alam kung saan nila kinuhang movie yon. Subukan daw na lagyan ng magnet dito kung maa-attract yung magnet dahil may microchip daw tinuturok sa bakuna. Saan nanggaling yung mga teoryang ito? Okay? Huwag po kayong maniwala sa kung anong-anong balita. Hindi po maa-achieve ng ating bansa yung herd immunity hanggat hindi kayo nagpapabakuna. Pag may chance po magpabakuna na, huwag na pong mamili, magpabakuna na, Sinovac man yan, AstraZeneca, whatever, Pfizer, Moderna, kung anong bakuna po meron dyan sa ating bansa, hanggat merong bakuna at hanggat qualified na kayo magpabakuna na po kayo, no? So hindi po tayo magkakaroon ng herd immunity, hindi po matutuloy ng kung ano pang gusto nyong iplano, at hindi po mababalik sa new normal or magkakaroon ng new normal yung ating bansa pag wala po tayong herd immunity. So magpabakuna na po kayo, and as teachers, please try to educate our future teachers or future licensed professional teachers, please try to educate your neighbors, no? Huwag po kayong isa ding nagpapakalat ng fake news, na pasa-pasa din ng ganitong balita. Hindi po totoo yan. Hindi po kayo mamamatay pag nagpabakuna kayo, no? So, hindi po kayo magiging zombie. Buhay pa po ako. Wala pong side effect yung bakuna. Magpabakuna na po. Okay? Magpa-vaccine na. Yan, sabi ni Sir JV Zabala. Magpa-vaccine na po. Ayan, Ma'am Priscilla Llama. Saan mo nakuha yung balita? Sabi ni Ma'am Priscilla, Ma'am, how true po na yung mga nabakunahan, 2 years lang daw buhay nila from the date na nabakunahan sila. Again, do not listen to fake news. Wala pong ganyang scientific study, no? Magpabakuna na po kayo. Ayan, sabi ni Sir JV Zabala, don't waste the chance na magpa-vaccine po if merong available. Okay? Kasi laking tulong po siya para makabalik tayo sa normal or magkaroon lamang ng new normal. Ayan, may mga fully vaccinated na pala dito. Si Sir Jesse Sai, fully vaccinated na. Si Ma'am Joy Dairit yata, fully vaccinated na din, no? So again, magpabakuna na po kayo. Huwag po kayong magpakalat nung ang tawag dito, nung mga fake news, yung mga video na kung anik-anik sinasabi about sa bakuna, hindi po totoo yan, magpabakuna na po tayo. Ayan, proud, fully vaccinated, Ma'am Hamida Ramos Usman. Maraming salamat, Sir Jam Patra, ganda ng boses, no? Kakanta na po ba ako? Dahil na ng second vaccine niya, si Ma'am Maricho Agbay, ayan, bukas na daw yung schedule, may mga bukas na yung schedule. So, magpabakuna na po kayo. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Sean Anthony Larazi, baka maging zombie na daw. Hindi po. Yan, si Ma'am Joy Dairit, fully vaccinated na. Okay, so magpabakuna po kayo. Huwag po kayong mag-send ng mga fake news, no? Sir GJ Mortab, inaaway daw sila pag nagtatry silang mag-educate about bakuna. Inaaway kami kaya sarado na lang bibig namin. Bahala na sila sa buhay nila. Ayon, AstraZeneca, si Ma'am Juliet de los Santos. Okay, wala pong mangyayaring masama sa inyo. Ma'am Priscilla Llamas, hindi po totoong 2 years na lang yung buhay ninyo. May taning kapag ka nagpabakuna. Okay, magpabakuna na po kayo. Hello po, Ma'am Carmina Karandang. Okay, which of the following is an example of operant conditioning? Again, if you can remember, operant conditioning is by Burroughs Frederick Skinner, B.F. Skinner. Yung operant conditioning mo, this is connected with reward, punishment. Pag nakita nyo to sa let, tinatanong kung anong klaseng theory ito. Pag may reward, may punishment. Pag merong feedback, pag merong computer-aided instruction, these are all related to your operant conditioning. So operant conditioning po yung inyong magiging sagot. Now, reward, punishment, feedback mechanisms, your computer-aided instructions, reinforcements, these are all part of your operant conditioning. So which one shows us an example of operant conditioning? The correct answer here would be letter D. A student is given praise for a job well done. So meron siyang reward, pero praise nga lang yung reward, no? Walang material na bagay, but of course, your reward here is given as your praise here is given as a reward. Okay, so letter D is the correct choice for number 13. Letter D po ang tamang sagot. Okay, 2 years sa mga chismosa, sabi ni Sir GJ Mortab. All right, now we go to number 14. Trisha wrote an unfamiliar math problem on the board. She then asked her students to brainstorm and discuss with each other possible solutions to the problem while she observed. This is an example of letter A, direct instruction, letter B, common instruction, letter C, discovery instruction, or letter D, expository instruction. What's the answer? Letter or number 14 na po tayo. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Sinovac si Sir Jesse Sai. Vaccinated na si Ma'am Marlene Mendoza de Lara. Sabi niya, I feel strong nang mabakunahan po ako. Tama yan. Sabi ni Sir Nap dito kay Sir GJ, mahirap po talaga maging teacher. Huwag sumuko, sir. Tama yan, no? Ang daming demands pag naging teacher. Kaya hindi ka lamang magtuturo. Ang dami pong pang ibang magiging role. So, guidance counselor ka, sometimes nanay ka, sometimes nurse ka. Pag nasa public school ka, pag election, magiging katulong ka din sa election, no? So, marami talaga tayong roles as a teacher. We are well-rounded people. Sir Jam Patra, may tanong pa dito. Ano pong secret para maging maganda ang pag-pronounce ng mga words? Okay, if you are trying to teach someone, no, you start as young as the person is, no? So, habang maaga pa, pag meron ka ng anak, meron ka maliliit na mga estudyante, turuan mo na sila. So, dapat it would all depend kasi sa ating mga teacher sa younger years natin, no? Dapat marunong talaga yung mga elementary teachers natin. Maraming mispronounced words, ang punot dulo would be your elementary teachers. Mali yung pagkakasabi ni ma'am, mali yung turo ni ma'am, kaya nadadala natin hanggang sa tumanda tayo, no? So yung secret, para maging maganda yung pag-pronounce ng words, makinig sa mga, for example, videos, no? Mayroong mga videos, may mga tutorial. Pag maliit pa yung anak mo, sir, kung may anak ka, may mga estudyante ka, turuan sila habang maliit pa at turuan sila ng tama. Okay? Pwede din naman, kung ngayon gusto mong i-improve the way you speak, pwede mong i-record yung sarili mo at pakinggan mo yung sarili mo. Pwede mo pong gawin yun, sir. Hala, Ma'am Angel, sabi niya nung nag-vaccine, biglang dumami yung cases dito sa amin. Siguro walang social distancing, no? Walang physical distancing nung nagpa-vaccine sila. Mag-asawa ka na, Sir Patra, sabi ni Ma'am Irene Balayong. Wala pa pong asawa. Okay, 14. What's your answer for number 14? We are looking for the form of instruction here. Ano kaya ito? Ayan, sabi ni Sir JV Zabala, mga ma'am at sir, i-like na. Like the video po. Sa mga di pa nagla-like dyan, pangit ang hindi nag-like. Okay. Maraming salamat po for the reminder. Please do like our video, start a watch party, tag your friends, share our video. Okay, letter C. Karaming sagot dito, letter C. And that is a correct choice, okay? This is discovery instruction. So meron kang nilagay na math problem. It is very unfamiliar. Hindi nila alam kung paano ito isosolve. Pero most probably, meron na silang prior skills, no? Siguro, konektado na sa previous lesson nila. And so, tinitingnan niya, ino-observe niya yung students niya as they brainstorm and discuss. Okay, so what would be the possible solution to this problem? That's discovery education, discovery instruction. Okay, so you let them discover the ways, the methods through which they can solve the math problem. You do not give them the solution. No, if you are going to just give them the solution, you tell them the solution, the instructions. That would be direct instruction. Direct instruction po yan. Expository is also the same as direct instruction. Explanation, yung inyong expository. Wala naman tayong tinatawag na common instruction. Okay? So discovery instruction po would be the correct answer here. It is indirect instruction. It is student-centered, no? Student-centered siya, hindi yung teacher yung sentro. Pero yung disadvantage lamang ng discovery instruction is that it is very time-consuming. Okay, so time-consuming siya. Depende sa klase ng students na meron ka. Minsan yung estudyante mo hindi kayang isolve, no, sa isang sitting lamang, sa isang session lamang. So pag medyo mahina yung estudyante mo, it would take more time. Okay, so that's discovery instruction. Indirect instruction, it is a student-teacher instruction, student-centered instruction. But of course, one disadvantage is that it's very time-consuming. Okay, so dapat maging patient ka din as a teacher if you are going to use discovery instruction. Okay, so 14 is letter C. Number 15, Mr. Jones wants to incorporate an authentic activity to teach his students how to recognize maple trees. Which of the following is his best option? Is letter A, show the students a video on the growth of maple trees. Letter B, show the students pictures of a maple tree leaf and have students draw one. Letter C, give each student a bag of seeds and give a presentation about how maple trees grow. Or letter D, take the students outside to show them a maple tree and point out the differences between the maple and other trees. What's the answer for 15? 15 po. Ano po kaya yung tamang sagot for number 15? Ano po ang inyong sagot for number 15, ladies and gentlemen? Sabi ni Sir John Patwa, sino nagliligawan? Sabi ni Sir John Patwa dito, makinig kayo, huwag kayong magligawan dito. Sino nagliligawan? Ayun, sabi ni Sir Adolfo Pimentel Mari, matitigas sa mga ulo ng mga tao mamek dito sa amin. Baka bawal lumabas kasi lockdown, pero ang mga tao dito sa amin walang pakialam. Nagkukumpulan sila ng chismis. Ay, Diyos ko, picturean nyo po. At isend nyo sa kinauukulan. Okay? Hindi pwedeng kumpul-kumpulan muna. Pwede naman mag-chismis through chat box, di ba? Mag-group chat na lang muna. Sabihin nyo po, Sir Pimentel. Sa chat na lang muna sila magkumpulan. Aba, sabi ni Sir Jun Roy dito, Sir Jun Roy pala nasagot, the longer the better. LPT muna bago mag-love life, sabi ni Sir Jesse Sai. Pag nag-comply daw, pwede nang lumabas, sabi ni Kim Chun, according to Ma'am Irene Balayong. Okay, letter D, karamihang sagot. Letter D, the longer the better. Okay, take the students outside. We are looking for authentic. Remember, sabi ng authentic learning mo, no? Authentic, whenever you say authentic, it should be close to the real thing. Okay, so dapat pinakamalapit siya sa real thing. And of course, this right here, this one is just a video. This one is just a picture. Ito naman presentation. Pero ito, yung letter D mo, ginawa niya, dinala niya sila outside. Pinakita talaga yung maple tree at sinabi kung ano yung pagkakaiba ng ibang trees sa maple tree. And so that's the correct answer. So again, whenever you say authentic activity, it should be as close to reality, okay? As close to the real thing, okay? As possible. So number 15, letter D, ang tamang sagot. Kaway-kaway sa mga nakatama, no? Mag-share na po kayo ng ating video at mag-like na ng ating video. Okay, number 16, how do response sets obstruct creative thinking? Letter A, when we use tools in several different ways, we cannot be very creative. Letter B, when we respond to a problem in the same way, we cannot be very creative. Letter C, when we use tools in only a certain specific way, we cannot be very creative. Letter D, when we often approach a problem with a different perspective, we cannot be very creative. What's your answer? Number 16. 16 na po tayo. Anong tamang sagot? Ayan, yes, tumpak sila sa number 15. Ma'am Kathleen Nukom, hello po. Hi. First timer yata si Ma'am Kathleen. Sir Orlando Martin, nakakatawa naman. Sabi ni Sir Orlando Martin, dapat mamek yung mga machismis po, pa-inject sila sa dila. Hindi talaga mawawala sa Pilipinas yung chismisan, no? Sabihin nyo po, lipat muna sila sa online. Pwede naman mag-online chismisan. Kasi may social distancing nga, no? Huwag muna mag-chismisan sa daan, sa kalsada. Okay? So mag-online muna sila. May tanong dito si Ma'am Tin Acabo. Coach Mac, good eve po. May price po ba ang mid-review? Pinaghahandaan. Pinaghahandaan na, Ma'am Tin, may price po ba yung mid-review? I will ask Sir Migs. Aba, si Sir GJ Mortab, nagsasabi pa, may tanong po si Ma'am Tin. Ayun yung tanong, no, yung price. Again, whenever you are winners, no, pag winners kayo sa kakatapos pa lamang natin Summer Fever, at of course, pagkatapos ng malaman na winners kayo, automatic na yan, mag-send na po kayo ng inyong info. Kasi yung iba hinihintay pa yung info nyo, no? So nade-delay yung ibang prices. Of course, dahil nga naka-quarantine lahat ngayon, no, yung naka-restricted yung movement ba, isang labas lang dapat. So mag-send na po kayo kaagad pag hinihingi po yung inyong information at alam nyong nanalo kayo sa isang pa-contest dito sa Gurong Pinoy, wag na po kayo magpahabol, okay? Mag-send na po kayo ng inyong details, okay? So pag meron man tayong maging premyo sa mid-review part 2, no, mag-send po kaagad kayo ng inyong details. Whenever we have any contest, no, mag-send po kayo kaagad ng inyong details. What's your answer for 16? Letter D. Okay, letter D. Letter D, karaming nakikita ko, letter D. Meron din namang letter B. Ayun, letter B at D, nag-aagaw. Okay, number 16, how do response sets obstruct creative thinking? Okay, paano na-obstruct ng response sets mo ang creative thinking? When you say response sets kasi, ito lamang yung kailangan mong gawin, no? Meron kang certain ways on how to solve problems. Remember, we say in math, you can solve a problem in several other ways, no? Pero pag sinabi ng teacher mo na ito lang dapat, may mga teacher kasi, no, may mga guru sa math na ganun. Kahit na tama yung sagot mo, wrong yung answer mo, imamark niyang wrong dahil hindi mo finalo yung kanyang procedure, no? Hindi mo finalo yung kanyang process, yung kanyang solution. And so, it can sometimes obstruct creative thinking. And so, the correct answer here would be letter B. When we respond to a problem in the same way, we cannot be very creative. We cannot be very creative. Yung tanong po ay papaano na-obstruct ng response set yung creative thinking. Letter D nyo kasi, when we often approach a problem with different perspective na siya. Okay, so that which is very much related to your question is letter B. When we respond to a problem in the same way, tinatawag na natin response sets, we cannot be very creative. Okay, so yung mga math teacher nyo, minsan, sinasabi na kahit tama yung sagot mo, imamali ko to kasi hindi mo finalo yung instructions ko or hindi mo finalo yung solution ko. Okay, hindi nyo finalo yung solution. Kahit na tama yung answer mo, iba yung solution na ginamit mo, imamark niya as wrong. Okay, so as teachers, we cannot always use response sets kasi na-obstruct nga yung creative thinking ng ating mga estudyante. It's a letter B po, yung ating sagot for number 16. Okay, number 17. What are the results of a positive learning environment? Is it letter A, students who are afraid of their teacher? Letter B, students who do whatever they are asked? Letter C, students who aren't afraid to make mistakes and feel comfortable with their teacher? Or letter D, students who make few mistakes? Okay, what's the answer for number 17? Hello po, Sir Gabrain. Welcome to Gurong Pinoy. Sa ating mga first-timers, marami yata first-timers ngayon. Maraming salamat po for tuning in. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. No, marami po tayong videos dyan sa YouTube channel. We have a playlist for our live streams. And this video is already the 107th video in our live stream playlist. Our live streams would have professional education, general education. Meron din po tayong specific, no, with the rest of the coaches. May math po tayo, probability and stat. There's geometry and algebra. There's fundamentals of math. There's general science with Doc H. May social science with Coach Tina. May English now with Coach Arian. Okay, so again, if this is the first time that you're watching us, please do subscribe to our channel. No, i-hit na po yung bell notification. And we go live usually weekend. So next Friday po, meron po tayong live. For you to have the rest of the schedules, meron po tayong nakapin na video dyan sa ating Facebook page. I-play nyo po yan so that you'll know our schedule. Nandiyan po yung ating schedule. Meron din po tayong CSE Course. So if you are also planning to take your CSE, magpa-register na po kayo. Just send us a message through our Facebook page, no, para po masagot lahat ng katanungan nyo. If you can become a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, you'll have a copy of these materials and hundreds of materials that we have on our Gurong Pinoy teams. Napopost po ito sa ating teams, sa ating groups after our discussion. Okay, so magpa-member na po kayo. Let's go to the power of C, sabi ni Sir John Roy. Power of C. Okay, let's take a look at your question again. What are the results of a positive learning environment? Yung positive learning environment, ito yung environment that you are very accepting to your student. Kahit nagkakamali yung estudyante mo, okay lang, hindi mo pinapagalitan, hindi mo tinatawanan. You tell them that it is okay to make mistakes. Just try again. You tell them that they can achieve anything. If they put their mind and their hearts into it, no, they can achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve in life. That's positive learning environment. Is it letter A, students who are afraid of their teacher? Letter B, students who do whatever they're asked. Now, letter A and B here, almost the same. Okay, so they do whatever they're asked because they're scared of their teacher. Kaya ayaw nila mapagalitan, takot sila sa kanilang guro, and so whatever the teacher would say, they would do. Okay, so parehas lang po yung A and B po, pwede nyo na po yung i-eliminate. Letter C, students who aren't afraid to make mistakes and feel comfortable with their teacher. Letter D, students who make few mistakes. Okay, so hindi na naman natin gugustuhin na magkaroon ng estudyante na konti lamang yung mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay, we all know it is very okay, it is acceptable, it is right to make mistakes because this is how we learn. Wala naman sa atin na never nagkamali, no? Sa lahat ng bagay, sa buhay, sa pag-aaral, at sa mga taong minamahal. O, ayan, relate na naman kayo, no? Mistakes are part of our learning. Tama yan, Ma'am Shelby May Shakor, no? So, mistakes are part of life. And mistakes are part of learning, and life is a big learning process. So do not be afraid to make mistakes. Okay lang magkamali kahit sa taong inyong iniibig. Okay? So the correct answer here would be letter C. Students who aren't afraid to make mistakes and feel comfortable with their teacher. As parents, napakalaki din part natin, no, to also have or to also create a positive environment, positive learning environment even sa ating mga bahay, no? So ako, si Rain, kapag ka nagkakamali, ay hindi ko po siya pinapagalitan masyado because she is very young. She's just 4 years old. And of course, I'd like her to know that mistakes are fine. It's okay to make mistakes. So I'd always verbalize it to her and I'd always make her complete the sentence. It's okay to make mistakes. Should always say it's okay to make mistakes. So very simple lang, no? Minsan natatapon niya, for example, nasasagi niya yung kanyang inumin sa mesa, wag niyo siyang masyadong pagagalit. Ano ka ba? Tanga-tanga mo, no? Especially pag ganyan, ayokong naririnig yung mga teachers o yung mga nanay, tatay nagsasabi, ang tanga-tanga mo, ang bobo-bobo mo. Ganyan, hindi po, anak po natin sila, i-guide po natin sila, hindi pa po nila na-perfect yung life. Tayo nga, hindi natin na-perfect yung life. How much pa yung mga anak natin na very young. They're still learning, no? These are their formative years. So, napaka-importante that we guide them and we guide them properly. So ako, hindi ako nagagalit whenever she spills something and medyo scared siya, no, I'd usually be the first to tell her, it's okay, baby, it's okay, okay? Just make sure that you've learned from it, so next time you will not do it anymore, okay? So again, please tell them that it's okay to make mistakes, your younger students and your young kids, no? It is okay to make mistakes. Do not be scared, also us, to make mistakes, no? Huwag po tayong matakot na gumawa ng kasalanan, magkamali. Okay lang po yan. It's a learning experience. Importante pag nagkakamali ka, nauuntog yung ulo mo, nagle-learn ka. Hindi naman po pwedeng ganun pa rin, no? Yung ilang beses ka nang niloko, wala ka pa rin ginagawa, no? Or hindi ka pa rin nagli-learn. Okay? So dapat nagle-learn ka naman. Hindi naman po pwedeng mistake lang na mistake, yung hindi na naging tama. Okay? So letter C po ang tamang sagot dito. Sabi ni Sir John Quebec dito, kalma po, ma'am. Kalma po. Okay? Pero dapat kung nagkamali na, tama yan, Ma'am Eunice, no? Matuto na dapat at wag na ulitin ang dating naging pagkakamali. Okay? So tama po yan. Ma'am Jovelyn Pangonan, sabi niya, I'm interested to join online review for my board exam. Na mag-send po kayo ng message to our Facebook page. Okay? Mag-send po kayo ng message dyan. Wala po bang sounds? Ma'am Doraima, i-check niyo po yung inyong device. Okay? All right, so again, number 17 po, letter C ang ating tamang sagot. Number 80, before we go to number 18, so these are some of the ingredients that you have for a positive learning environment. Yung attitude ng teacher and yung actions ng teacher, napaka-importante. So again nga, dapat as a teacher, maging accepting ka. Dapat yung mindset mo, alam mo na, students ito, no? Students ito, they're very young, they're just in their formative years. For example, you need to guide them. So hindi po pwedeng mapikon ka sa estudyante mo, no? Okay lang na sabihan ka ng bad words, for example, ng estudyante mo, it is up to you to correct that. Hindi po pwedeng makipagsigawan ka din, sabihan mo din siya ng bad word. In your case, it is not accepted. Okay lang sa parte ng estudyante because they are young. They are minors, okay? Hindi pa nila alam yung kung anong gagawin nila. In your part, that is illegal, no? Illegal na, no? So, hindi po pwedeng ikaw, suntukin mo. Meron tayong minsan nakikitang video, no, dito sa US na sinuntok siya ng estudyante niya, sinuntok din niya, no? Of course, that is not acceptable. Okay? So, of course, hindi din acceptable na sinuntok ka ng estudyante mo, but here, napaka-strict ng laws nila, students are considered minors, and so they need to be guided. As a teacher, you're the adult inside the classroom, so dapat kontrolado mo talaga yung attitude mo and your actions mo. Okay? So, safe learning environment, your students should not feel threatened. Okay, so hindi mo dapat tinithreat yung students mo. Proactive classroom management, dapat may iyan dyan, no? Management. So again, whenever you say proactive, ito yung kabaliktaran ng reactive. Pag proactive, prevention is always better than cure. Yan yung sabi ng proactive classroom management mo. You already have your routine so that you cannot have any misbehavior inside the classroom. So bago pa mangyari, sinastop mo na yung misbehavior. That's proactive classroom management. Hindi dapat reactive, no? Na kung meron ng misbehavior, saka mo pa lang siya i-correct. Yan yung nangyayari sa Pilipinas, no? Reactive tayo. Pag merong sumabog na bomba, napaka-stricto ng mga security guards sa mall, no? Nung dating wala pang pandemic, kapag may sumabog na bomba, napaka-strict ng mga security guards sa mall. Pag wala naman, wala namang nag-check sa bag, okay? So reactive tayo lagi sa Pilipinas. So dapat na maging proactive ka in your classroom management. Dapat proactive. Meron kang routines. Okay? Graduated consequences. Ginagawa ko din to sa classroom ko. Dapat hindi lamang isang beses nagkakamali yung estudyante tapos i-write up mo na siya. No? So dapat graduated. May different levels. So in my case, meron akong cone sa aking classroom, no? Meron akong orange cones and meron akong red cones. So, yung first time niyang gumawa ng kasalanan, for example, sabi ko, don't talk. I am going to start now. Please pay attention. This is very important. This is very technical. So, I'd like you to please listen to me very carefully. I need your 100% of your attention. No? Tapos, pag may chumika, hindi ako magsasalita, or hindi ko siya sasawayin, magsasalita pa rin ako with regard to my lesson, pero pupunta lang ako sa desk na at ilalagay yung aking orange cone. Alam na nila, no, kapag yung parte siya ng classroom management mo, sabihin mo as part of your first day orientation, no, this is what we'll do. So, maglalagay na ako ng orange cone, that means it's a warning. Okay, so warning na siya. Tapos pag sige pa rin ng chika, magkakaroon na siya ng red cone. And next time, sige pa rin yung chika, hindi na natigil, magkakaroon na siya ng write-up. So write-up na, ibibigay ko na sa admin, okay? But even if it's just a warning, makaka-receive ng text yung kanyang parent mula sa akin, okay? So graduated consequences by levels, no? So hindi naman po pwedeng isang beses lang nagkamali, bingo na kaagad, no? Sa bingo nga, marami pang bato bago na bingo, no? Sa baseball, ganun din, no? 3 trials bago ma-strike. Okay, so classroom dapat ganun din, graduated consequences. So dapat klaro sa inyong estudyante kung ano yung inyong routines, klaro kung ano yung inyong warning, no, yung inyong consequences. Okay, so that's part of your positive learning environment. Now we go to number 18. All of these statements are correct, except after a teacher establishes classroom norms, he or she should make sure that they are clear and understood by every student. Letter B, when establishing classroom norms and expectations as students' age and grade level should be taken into account. Letter C, teachers should change their expectations constantly so that students do not get used to them and become bored. Or letter D, setting high academic expectations helps students achieve the best of their ability. Okay, what's your answer for number 18? Okay, ano kaya yung answer sa number 18? Mhm. Oh, ayan, aba, si Ma'am Irene Balayong. Naghugot. Oh, yes. Marami akong mistakes pero I learned a lot from those mistakes, of course. Okay? Life is one big learning experience, no? So marami tayong pagkakamali at magiging pagkakamali pa sa ating buhay. Okay? So hindi perfect, no? Hindi perfecto yung ating buhay. Okay lang po yan na magkamali tayo. Kahit sa taong iniibig mo na magkamali ka ilang beses, okay lang po yan. Okay? Importante makabawi. Importante move on. Okay? And of course, matuto. Sabi nga ni Ma'am Eunice kanina, no, dapat natututo. O, ayan, si Sir Nap. O, kastigo militar. Pwede pa ba yung kastigo militar sa atin? Hindi ano nga yung, di ba meron din sa atin na bawal na yung pamamalo, no? Yung masyadong pamamalo. Pwede nang i-report DSW, di ba? Okay, so hindi pinapalo yung mga bata no? Hindi masyadong sinasaktan kasi alam nila yung rights nila. Masyadong bata pa yung mga estudyante dito, yung mga bata dito. Alam na nila yung rights nila so they can say sometimes they'd say I call the police, no? So pwedeng tawagan yung police, i-report yung parents. Okay, so they know their rights and they abuse it. Yeah, medyo minsan may sungay dahil hindi nga masaway ng parents, no? So pero depende din naman sa pagpapalaki ng parents kaya dapat maliit pa lang yung anak mo, disiplinado mo na siya, no? Meron ka ng hold sa anak mo, mahirap nang magdisiplina ng malaki ng anak no pag malaki na teenagers na mahirap na siyang disiplinahin. Ayan, bawal na daw saktan yung mga bata, sabi ni Ma'am Shelby. May batas na. Don't forget to like, share, and tag all your friends who will be taking the let, sabi ni Gurong Pinoy. Okay, number 18. What's your answer? Letter C. Nakikita ko yung letter C. Meron din ako nakikitang letter D. Letter C, letter D. Maraming salamat for tagging your friends. Again, please do share our video. Start a watch party. Ayon, corporal punishment ngayon. Tawag sa pamamalo. No? Dito, wala nang ganyan. Sa Pinas, medyo less na din, no? Hindi na masyadong katulad sa atin dati, no? Nung mga elementary pa lang tayo, pinapalo din tayo kahit ng teachers natin, di ba? May ruler, ginaganon yung, hindi ko na-experience yung ruler, no? Pero may mga nagliliparang mga eraser, no? May mga nagliliparang eraser. Na-experience ko yung ginanon yung mouth dahil talkative ako, no? So may mga ganyan tayong experience sa mga maliliit tayo, may mga pinapadipa tayo, pinapaluhod, face the wall. Pero ngayon wala na, no? So mas matapang na ngayon yung mga estudyante kaysa sa mga guro. Okay, so dapat talaga as a teacher kahit parang katulad din as a parent as young as your kids are, dapat may hold ka na sa kanila. Disiplinahin hangga't maaga pa at dapat consistent ka sa inyong disiplina. Dapat na ipakita mo sa inyong anak na hindi niya mababali yung rules mo, no? Pag may rules, may batas, hindi nababali. At dapat mag-usap din kayo ng inyong asawa. Hindi po pwedeng pag ikaw sinabi mong hindi, pupunta siya sa asawa mo, pupunta yung anak mo sa mami niya, daddy niya, sasabihin naman ng partner mo ay okay, pwede. Okay? So papayagan niya. So hindi po pwede. Dapat nag-uusap tayong mag-asawa. Okay? So sometimes in my case, I'd say ask daddy. I will not be making the decision. Ask daddy. Okay? So, both of you should be involved. Hindi lamang dapat yung nanay yung nagdidisiplina or hindi lamang dapat yung tatay yung nagdidisiplina. Dapat both of you should be involved at dapat compatible yung inyong disciplinary norms, no? Yung paano yung dinisiplina yung anak nyo. Okay, here, number 18. Again, we're looking for the exception. Exception po yung nahanap natin, ha? Again, maging mapagmatsyag when you are taking the let. Basahing mabuti. Sabi dito, all of these statements are correct except. So, hinahanap natin yung mali. Dahil lahat daw to ay tama except sa isa, no? So, which one is the correct answer? After a teacher establishes classroom norms, he or she should make sure that they are clear and understood by our student. This is tama. Okay? So tama yan. When establishing classroom norms and expectations, the student's age and grade level should be taken into account. Yes, tama po yan. Teachers should change their expectations constantly. Ito po yung hinahanap natin. Dapat fix yung inyong expectation, hindi nagpapalit-palit ng inyong rules, no? Yan yung ibig sabihin ng letter C dito. Hindi papalit-palit dapat. Dapat i-fix siya, hindi nababali. Letter D, setting high academic expectations helps students achieve the best of their ability. That is correct. Okay, so letter C is the correct choice for number 18. Tama po yung letter C. Next one, number 19. What does having clear norms and expectations for small activities during the day lead to? Is it letter A, better grades on standardized tests? Letter B, more engaging lessons? Letter C, faster learning? Letter D, fewer interruptions during class time? Second to the last question na po tayo. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Sherwin Zarate, yung binato yung katabi mo ng Weezer, ako yung tinamaan. Okay. Oh, mahilig mag-utos yung mga teachers natin dati, no? Day, bilhan mo nga ako ng ganito, Day, sa kantin, Day. Kaya mahilig silang mag-utos. Ayun, hinila daw yung patilya, sabi ni Ma'am Buenafe. Na-experience niyang hinila yung patilya niya. May corporal punishment pa during ng time natin. Tama yan. Flying eraser. Disiplinado yun noon yung mga bata. Kaya tayo disiplinado, di ba? Alam natin kung anong gagawin. Dahil dinisiplina tayo, hindi lamang ating mga magulang, pati na din yung ating mga teachers. Ayan, RA 9262, no? VAWC, Violence Against Women and Children. RA 9262, tama yan. Ayan, sabi ni Ma'am Ana Victoria Cervantes Bulaon, okay lang po sanang magkamali ang teacher, pero wag naman sanang memo agad. If nag-send ka lang ng advanced activity na speech sana. Okay? So may mga kinukurot sa singit, kurot sa tenga, no? Mga na-experience natin yan. Okay, ano yung sagot nyo for number 19? Second to the last question na tayo. 19, B, karamihang sagot ay B, may ilang A, may ilang D, wala akong nakikitang C, B ang karamihang sagot, B. Okay, letter B, karamihang sagot ay letter B. Let's go back to our question. What does having clear norms and expectations for small activities during the day lead to? Now, pinaka-importanting parte ng ating question dito is small activities during the day. Yung mga activities mong binibigay sa inyong class, no? Minsan group activities, minsan is by pair, minsan ay individual, no? So what would this lead to? If you have clear norms and expectations, clear yung rules mo, clear yung instructions mo, what would this lead to? Is it letter A, better grades on standardized tests? That is not a guarantee, no? Hindi yan guarantee kasi small activities lang itong ginagawa mo sa classroom mo. So that cannot really lead into better grades on standardized tests. Letter B, more engaging lessons. Na-engage ba yung students mo? Ginaganahang magtrabaho dahil clear yung norms mo, yung rules mo, yung instructions mo. Faster learning? The correct answer is letter D. Letter D po. Dog ang ating tamang choice dito. Fewer interruptions during class time. Kung ikaw ay nagtuturo, alam mo to, no? Kung hindi naging clear yung norm mo, hindi naging clear yung instructions mo, maraming tanong. So what will we do if we have this? After this, what are we gonna do? How many minutes are you going to give us this? Okay? So paulit-ulit yung instructions mo, nakakat yung inyong activities, nakakat yung ginagawa ng estudyante. Dapat clear yung norms mo, yung rules mo, yung expectations, yung instructions mo para wala masyadong interruption. So dapat as a teacher, or pag alam mong magbibigay ka ng group work, for example, na ganito, dapat lahat ng norms, lahat ng gagawin nila, yung rules mo, expectations mo, yung instructions, kompleto. Okay? Dapat kompleto. Now, pag meron kang nakalimutan, for example, at nangyari sa akin to, no, when I was teaching in Ateneo, maybe in my first year of teaching, my subject area coordinator was Doc H, and Doc H, you know, is very strict, no? You've met him when you learn general science with him, and I gave some group activities, and of course, I have already given some rules, some instructions, ganyan, at meron akong nakalimutan. And so what I did is, I said, binigay ko sa kanila yung nakalimutan kong rule without asking them to look at me or without getting their attention. So dapat talaga kinuha nyo yung attention, especially nakapag-form na sila ng groups nila, no, nag-circle na sila, sabihin mo muna, excuse me everyone, I want you to pay attention first. I forgot something. Excuse me. Don't start talking until you have their full attention. And if there's going to be a question, pag may question at kailangan mong i-address, you should not just be answering the person who has asked you that question, but you also should tell the rest of the group, no, for the good of everyone. So you should tell them, excuse me, may I have your attention first? Please stop what you are doing. There is a question here. There's a very good question here. What if this one happens? What will you do? Okay, and then you tell them as a class. So it's very important that you get their attention, otherwise useless lang yung dinagdag mong rules. Okay, and ganun din kapag may question na kailangan din ng lahat sila, no, kailangan din nila yung answer sa question na yon, get their full attention. Okay, hindi yung paulit-ulit kang sinasagot yung individual students. Okay, so these are just a few things that you can experience when you are already teaching in your classroom. Okay, so letter D dito, ang tamang sagot. Letter D po. Ano po yung norms? Sabi ni Sir Cesar Alexis Guadalupe, norms po, ito yung inyong routines. Ito yung mga ginagawa mo inside the classroom. Okay, so ano yung class rules mo, ano yung routines mo, ano yung instructions mo. Okay, letter D, ang tamang sagot dito. Letter D po, ang tamang sagot. Now we go to number 20, last item for tonight. Which of these situations best exemplifies the use of the satiation technique? Letter A, a student often spits in class, usually on their desk or on the floor. During a break period, the teacher hands the student a cup and asks them to spit continuously into the cup for several minutes. Letter B, a student is often disruptive during math lessons, so the teacher calls the student's parents after each misbehavior. Letter C, a kindergarten student often cries for little reason to get the attention of the teacher. The teacher ignores this behavior and does not reward the student with attention. Letter D, a student often spits on their desk or on the floor in class. In response, the teacher strikes the student's knuckles with a ruler each time they spit. So ayan yung ating teacher dati, no? Hinihit yung ating knuckles. Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer for number 20? We're talking about satiation technique. Okay, what's the answer for number 20? Ayon, saka para di ka rin mapagod ka ulit-ulit, no? Paulit-ulit ang inyong instructions. Ligwak ang nangyari sa number 19, genocide. Ligwak. Okay. What do you think is the correct answer for the last item that we have? Okay, now again, please don't forget to watch the pinned video on our Facebook page, no? Diyan po yung ating schedule. Of course, the next time that we go live would be on Friday. That's for Janet and Prof. Then Saturday, Sunday, you'll have Coach Abby for Filipino. Okay, so don't be absent. Okay, again, if you are a member of our Gurung Pinoy teams, you'll have the chance to have a copy of this PowerPoint presentation and also to print this. Okay, make copies of your PowerPoint presentation. Nandyan po lahat, kahit na ngayon lamang po kayo magpapa-member, lahat po ng ating mga previous materials, makikita nyo pa rin po sa ating Gurung Pinoy teams. Okay, so we have two teams. That's Team Gardner, our Team Veterano, and of course, Team Newbie, Team Erickson. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot? A, B, C, D. Marami ako nakikitang A, may C. Karamihang sagot ay letter A. No? Karamihang sagot ay letter A. Correct answer here would be letter A. Okay, puntahan muna natin yung next slide natin para malaman natin itong satiation technique. When you say satiation technique, this is when you modify behavior with your satiation principle. That means pauulitin mo sa estudyante, paulit-ulit hanggang siya na yung magsasabing, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, so sometimes it feels a little backwards, sabi dito, but it works, no? So pag ginawa sa atin to ng ating mga parents, alam to ng ating mga parents, ginawa nila to, hindi lang natin alam na satiation principle pala yun, no? Hindi din alam ng parents natin na satiation principle yon. Yung sa akin na experience ko to, nag-away kami ng aking kapatid. Tapos nagsuntukan kami ng kapatid ko, no? Suntukan kami, kapatid kong lalaki when we were young. And tinawag kami ng tatay ko, hinawakan kami dito, no? Parang hinawakan kami sa batok namin. And sabi ng tatay ko, okay, it's your turn. O, suntok. ikaw, your turn, suntok. So, paulit-ulit yung nagsusuntukan kayo, hinahawakan kayo. Sige, sige pa, magsuntukan kayo. Sige, sige, sige pa, hanggang kayo na yung humindi. Okay, so kayo na yung magsasabing, I don't want to do this anymore. That's your satiation principle. So, a little backwards siya kasi nga usually yung sinasabi natin whenever someone misbehaves, whenever someone does something that we do not approve of, we try to stop the behavior, no? Pero dito, paulit-ulit mo siyang pauulitin mo sa kanya yung behavior na yan hanggang siya na mismo yung mag-stop ng behavior niya, no? He or she will say, ayoko na, tama na. So, ganito pala yung gagawin nyo kapag ka merong babae, no? May sideline yung boyfriend mo, may sideline yung girlfriend mo. For example, sabihin mo pa, oh, sige, ito pang babae. Oh, ito, maganda, sexy. Oh, ito pa. Dagdag mo pa sa collection mo hanggang siya na mismo yung magsabing, ayoko na. Hindi ko lang alam, no, kung maa-apply mo to sa boyfriend, girlfriend mo sa love life. Okay, so that's your satiation principle. And so, the correct answer here is letter A. Yung student mo is spit ng spit, no? Dura ng dura. So during the break, binigyan mo siya ng cup and you ask them to spit continuously for several minutes. Oh, sige, dura. Dura. Isa pa, dura. Okay? So hanggang siya na mismo yung magsabi, ayoko na. That's enough. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay? So that's your satiation technique. Okay? Satiation technique. Okay, so that's the correct answer, letter A, and that ends tonight's discussion. So again, please do go back to our Facebook page later, no, para makita po natin yung ating schedule. And of course, we will come back on Friday. So balik po tayo ng Friday for our Gen Ed Prof Ed Filipino with Coach Abby Saturday, Sunday. Go back to our YouTube channel, watch all the videos that we have there. They can all help you pass the let, okay? And do send us a message to our Facebook page if you have any questions on how to become a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams. All right, we end the night, of course, with our closing prayer. So please join me as we have our prayer.
Muli po tayong manalangin. Our great God, salamat po sa oras po na ito na ibinigay mo sa amin na naging matagumpay po ang aming pag-aaral. Sana po marami po kaming mga natutunan, O Diyos. Sana po ipatuloy mo po kaming pagpalain sa mga plano po namin, Panginoon. Ikaw po ang aming dakilang pastol at ikaw po yung naghahanda ng lugar para sa amin. Sana po ay maganap na po ang mga ninanais po ng aming mga puso. Alam mo po yung mga pagsisikap namin, mga sacrifices namin para matupad po ang mga pangarap po namin na ito. Sana po sa lahat po ng mga member ng Gurong Pinoy International, sana po ipagpalain mo. Lalo po, Panginoon, na malapit na po ang exam. Patibayin mo po ang aming loob. Palakasin niyo po ang aming damdamin, Panginoon, na hindi po kami matakot. Sa halip, mas lalo po kaming maghanda, Panginoon. Salamat po sa sakripisyo ni Ma'am Mek at ni Sir Ram para po sa bawat isa sa amin. Panginoon, salamat po sa lahat at ibinibigay po namin lahat yung mga concern namin sa inyo. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, ito po ang mga aming dalangin. Amen.
Amen. All right, now that ends tonight's discussion. Magkita-kita po tayo muli on Friday. Okay, that's the next live stream schedule that we have. That's going to be on Friday. And again, please do visit our YouTube channel. Now, if this is your first time to watch us, go back to our YouTube channel. There's so many videos there. No. Also, please do send us a message if you have any questions. You want to become a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams. This has been Coach Mek of Gurong Pinoy, and I leave you with the saying, malit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Maraming salamat. Good night, Philippines. Bye. Ingat po kayo. Kita-kita tayo sa Friday.